In this video, we're going to look at the problem from section 1. It's the fourth problem down, the last one for section 1 of your first program, called Match of the Year, from the Grok Introduction to Programming with Blockly. So here's the problem. It's asking us to basically give some information on the greatest team. So it's really about collecting some information from the user in two different variables and then showing that information in a 3-section printed statement. So we've learned and practiced in earlier challenges so far how to ask a question of the user and how to store that information in a variable, but so far we've only had to do that with one question, but the process is the same. We will ask a question and store that information. Then we will ask a question again, a new question, and store that information, and then output something using a combination of static text, so text that doesn't change, as well as text from the different variables that we have saved. The biggest mistake people usually make with this is using the same variable for both questions. And of course, when you do that, you overwrite the first piece of information you have already saved in a variable with the new information. So let's get started and see how we might do this. We'll start with making a variable. And unfortunately, the pop-up box just goes off my recording screen again, but we'll just call this one Team1. So I'm going to set the value of Team1 to be the result of my input or my ask statement. And the ask is going to use this question here, who is Team1? And again, I'm copying and pasting it from the tutorial, so from the example, to make sure I get everything correct. So if I run this now, I will see there is my question, and if I write in diamonds, I will get nothing, because of course I haven't done anything with that information other than saved it in this variable called Team1. Now I'm going to make another variable here, and I'm going to call this one Team2. Not teams, sorry, just team. Not that it really matters, but just for consistency. And I again am going to ask a question, and I'm going to quickly just duplicate that part to save a few clicks and drags. And all I need to do really is change my prompt to be Team2 instead of Team1. So now if I run this program, again, I get asked for the first name, and now I get asked for the second name. But of course, like before, nothing more happens, because while I've saved those pieces of information, I haven't actually done anything with them. Now I've just noticed a problem which I actually truthfully didn't mean to do, but it's very convenient because it again helps me to remind people of the problem that often happens. And you can see here that I've got Team1 as the variable, and then I've also got Team1 as a variable here. So even though I made Team2, I forgot to change it. So what was really happening is I was asking the first question, saving the answer in Team1, and then when I asked the second question, I was again saving into Team1 originally, which meant I overwrote the first piece of information, effectively losing it. So I do need to make sure I change these variables so that I'm saving both pieces of information. Now I need to do my output, and they've very conveniently given us something with 4 pieces. And if we think about it and look at these 2 examples, you can see that the first bit here doesn't change. Okay, so this is text that doesn't change between the 2 examples. We also have this versus with the dot, VS with the dot, that doesn't change in the 2 examples. What does change is the first name and the second name of the teams. So let's put in 2 static strings that don't change in the first and third locations, and copy the bits of text that don't change from the examples. Remember, we don't need to copy the spaces because it automatically adds a space between each of these elements or each of these blocks in the print statement. And in these 2 missing pieces, I need to put my 2 variable values. So whatever we save in Team1 will go there, and whatever we save in Team2 will go there. So if we now run the program, and I'm just going to copy and paste the inputs to save a bit of typing. So there's my first one, There is my second one, and I now get a result for my program that matches the result in the first example. As always, I should definitely try at least all the examples given. So let's try this one with Liverpool and also with Everton as the second option. And here we go, I get the same output. So I'm fairly confident now that I can mark this and it should come back as correct. There we go. So again, we are asking a question just like we've done before and saving the value in a variable, but we are now asking a second question which needs to be saved in a second variable so that we don't lose the value from the first one, and then we're able to use both of these variables in the output of our program.